Superbooth is here, and the announcements are so good, it needed its own special edition of Tune-In this week. Remember that long time ago, pre-COVID area, where the world was a happy place and people didn't worry about silly things like washing their hands? Yes, me, my editors, oh my god, I always wash my hands. They are the dirty hands. That year, the US-based synth maker Moog held its own event, Moog Fest, that showcased artists that specialize in operating the company's famed filters in incredible ways. During the 2019 edition, the company showed off the Spectravox, an expressive modular device that included a vocoder, a spectral processor with filter banks, and a monophonic synthesizer. At the time, it was a special edition device that was only available in a limited quantity at the festival. This year, with new funding from parent company In Music infusing the maker with new resources, Moog has decided to make it available to everyone. What makes this device so special is that most vocoders don't have an onboard sound generator to use as the modulation source. The Spectravox has a simple single oscillator VCO with saw, pulse, and noise generators. A combo jack that accepts both a mic or instrument input, the noise generator can then modulate the incoming sound, making your next attempt at Daft Punk vocals this much better. 10 filter bands then let you shape and sculpt the sound to the desired output. 2 LFOs add modulation, as well as multiple Eurorack style VCA and CV inputs to add whatever modulation source you need to get it just right. Or just wrong. Available now for €700, the device is definitely a unique take on vocoder hardware. The second device from Moog is a bit more traditional and also less official. A leak from a retailer shows off the Moog Labyrinth, a dual oscillator analog semi-modular synth that includes a VCO-controlled wave folder to make incredibly complex and metallic sounds. An exciting inclusion is 2 built-in twin sequencers that can then be assigned to multiple parameters through the patch cables. We have to wait to see if there will be an official release of the device to learn what certain parameters such as corrupt, bits, and other markings on a device are about. The leak site knows a €700 price tag for the device as well, and there are many guesses as to when this device will hit the shelves. Do you dream of escaping the matrix? Are you waiting for the white rabbit? I unfortunately can't give you a red pill to help with that. I can, but I won't, because otherwise who is gonna watch this? That being said, Polyend wants to help your data streaming dreams become a reality with an update to their tracker device. Updating a device to the new Plus model, Polyend has added features that were included in a similar Play update last year. 4 synth models are now available, as well as stereo sample playback and increased active storage available for playback sounds. A brand new feature for the device is a B-Voice polyphonic drum synth perk, which only takes up 1 voice shot, letting you make better drum patterns internally. There is more power under the hood too, with a faster processor and expanded sequencer giving you 16 total track slots. The new Plus edition is available for €800, or if you own an OG device, you can upgrade it at a reduced cost. In addition to the plussing up their tracker, Polyend also made the surprise announcement that they are getting into the hardware effects business. Introduced as the Press, the Silver and Yellow B-Dim box is a stereo pedal compressor. Rather than being your standard hardware compressor, Polyend claimed that the device will act more like a VST than a piece of hardware and have included stereo sidechain through with high and low pass filters. This is very interesting as it is especially hard and rare to find sidechain compression in hardware form. No price is available yet for the Press, and release is scheduled for fall 2024, but I expect this to be a popular device if it does what it's claiming. We are a tiny channel trying to make difference in music industry by providing you objective recap of everything that happened in music industry, and you can help us by like and subscribe to the channel. Now let's go back. A new trend in the synth and hardware world is DIY devices. I am interested to know what you think. Is building a device something you would be interested in doing? Let me know in the comments. Korg is one of the biggest manufacturers of musical instruments in the world, with a long history of making hardware that has been featured on the biggest stages in the world. One of their most beloved devices is an FX unit that uses a touchpad to modulate the sound source in truly unique and fun ways. The original Kaoss pad was introduced in 1999 and used by musical giants such as Radiohead, Muse, Brian Eno, and They Might Be Giants. In recent years, the device has gone smaller and now is completely DIY as an open source programmable concept. The NTS3 Kaoss pad features an open source engine and coding that lets you program any feature into the function of the device. Powered by a USB-C plug and including a dedicated FX step slider as well as the standard XY pad, the device can host up to 4 different effects simultaneously, making it a multi-FX playground. All of this included in a small package and a totally reasonable price point of 149 euros. It is available for pre-order now, with shipments estimated to not be coming for several months. On the software side though, Korg also updated their massive synth collection 5 with 3 new models. A new ARP 2016 emulation, an EP1 electric piano, and Vox Super Continental organ are all joining the package that already had 14 authentic Korg hardware emulations. The update will also include additional sonic improvements and engine updates. Finally, the company is also showcasing a prototype synthesizer, the Phase8, which it says is close to production ready. A prototype is a physical modeling synth that generates sounds based on resonators and percussive sounds. Think guitar plugs and mullet instruments somehow. While the prototype is still in development, many of the features are going to make it to the final device that will go on sale next year at Superbooth 2025. Some of those features are a polyrhythmic sequencer, an 8-voice engine, and effects section that includes wave shaping, feedback, and tremolo. One thing the company hasn't decided on yet is the color scheme, as there are 5 variations of the device, each with its own unique style. The device is very unique and I can't wait to see what the finished product will be like next year. Okay, let's be real, techno and fetish themes go hand in hand. The standard uniform for techno DJs is black on black. Hey, I fear all of different colors, okay? But it is a slimming color, so it kind of works. Body Synth has leaned heavily into the aesthetics and sound design with the release of their metal fetishist percussion synth, creating unapologetically digital sounds. Who used this word? The instrument makes harsh and unruly drum sounds quickly and easily. With a single oscillator, white noise generator, and multimode filter, this seems to be a very basic device at first glance. Just like your coworker showing up in a daily office attire, but secretly being a founding member of the BDSM club on the weekends, the deception is complete. What was this text about? 2 randomness generators control both the trigger probability and step modulation of the pitch, cutoff, or an internal mixer. These random values can be then locked into step of 2, 4, 8, 10, 16, or 32. Once your pattern is done, it is time to get things distorted to your black heart's desire. The digital overdrive and downsampler crash the signals, making everything crunchy and harsh sounding. If that style is what you need for your industrial techno ones, the unit is on sale in early June for 360 euros. UDA Audio is known to make super synths, at least they like to name them that way. The Super Gemini is considered one of the most extensive and insanely powerful hardware synths in the world. With 20 voices and a stacked list of features, the Gemini has everything you could need in a synth, but with a price tag to match at 6,000 euros. If that price is little too rich for your wallet, the Super 8 might just be the right model to shop for instead. Reducing the number of voices to 16, the core driving power is still a dual FPGA digital oscillator design running 1 digital and 1 analog oscillator that runs through analog filters for a hybrid setup. Bitimbral controls give stacked textures and inspiring rich deep sounds to the device, even before you start running the internal effects to fill things out. The new feature for UDA is the MPE and polyphonic aftertouch keyboard that helps you make impressive play on the synths, as previously it was only available through an external keyboard connection. The synth will be ready to ship in July and will weigh less on the wallet with a 3,750 euros price tag. I mean, not that light. Are you a music educator? Have you always wanted a tool to teach students the incredible power of subtractive synthesis? Then you go to my subtractive synthesis course. Bye-bye! Now, Erika Synths and Plastic Man, Techno icon Richard Houghton are setting out to bring synthesis education to the masses. In 2023, the pair brought to market what is considered the first synthesizer specifically designed for educational purposes, the Bullfrog. This year, expanding on the original concept, the Bullfrog XL gives even more tools, and don't think for 1 second this is just a beginner's synth. The original Bullfrog featured a unique design that had an internal single oscillator that morphed between sine and pulse wave modulated square waves, a low-pass filter with resonance controls, 2 loopable AR envelopes, a sample and hold circuit, and plethora of CV input points are included. The coolest feature was a voice card slot that allowed for additional sound generators to make more complex sounds. The XL adds an oscilloscope to show how each setting is affecting the sounds, to expand the teaching capabilities for those with visual learning needs. If you think this is just for beginner synth players, that will be short-sighted, as the XL now has a splitter section, an auto inverter, and a new generator platform to make the patching even more complex. This will add to the cost though, as the XL now costs 2,050 euros. Is talking about synths usually sound like people speaking Greek to you? The red box definitely hope so. The small boutique synth maker from the Greek city of Athens has been making synths since 2012, when they introduced a food synthesizer, the Murmux pedal synth. The Murmux has been through 2 additional revisions, usually released as an extremely limited edition product, including the V2 that only had 50 made. The latest Murmux synth is the Adept, and while limited, is definitely a larger production than the previous version. 300 of the synths are available for purchase now, 2,180 euros. That include a full analog 8-voice instrument with 2 oscillators, 3 filters, 2 envelopes, 9 LFOs. This is a powerful little box. The company promises a super fat, creamy Murmux engine that will excite most synth enthusiasts. 150 presets are also included, as well as 249 user preset slots for sound designers wanting space to explore and save their creations. Have you been streaming Shogun? Shogun? Oh my god, I don't know what is the best way. Is this a Japanese word or English? Shogun. Shogun. I don't know. And been dreaming of a feudal Japanese adventure complete with samurai. I can't help you there, but at least Japan has great synths to make you feel like you are swinging swords. Black Corporation makes clones of extremely rare and sought after synths, with their Decker's Dream a highly thought of recreation of CS80. Their new Kijimi MK2 synth clones another of the world's rarest and expensive used synth on the planet. The Polycobble was a polyphonic French-made synth from the early 80s that became, like the prestigious medal unobtainium in the Avatar movies, as expensive and impossible to find. The Kijimi MK2 has added new modern spin of the synth, adding microtonal tuning, MP, and more to the already deep and rich sounds that synth can create. It won't match the original price of the Cobble, which retailed for just 550 euros when it was released, as the Kijimi MK2 will ship in July, and pre-orders require a 2,000 euro deposit with a final ship price tag of 4,300 euros. If 8 voices isn't enough for you and you want to take your sound design to another level, Arturia has a new version of their biggest synth for you. With Arturia celebrating its 25th birthday this year, it is only fitting that they celebrate with a new version of the PolyBrute synth. Adding 6 additional voices to the synth, now supporting 12 fully polyphonic analog oscillators, the device can now play more notes than you have fingers available. Keeping the bitimbral engine that includes 2 VCOs per voice, a sub-oscillator, linear FM and hard sync, as well as a morphable noise generator to make huge sounds. The update adds a new full touch keyboard that is now polyphonic aftertouch enabled, with 3 modes of playing to help you get even more expressive with your sounds. Full touch is a newer concept where even the slightest touch sends expression data to the synth, and different modes let you wobble, shake, or rub the keys to make sounds move. There are 480 ready-to-use presets pre-programmed in the device, with an additional 286 slots for personal preset saving. If visual adjusting the settings on your computer is more your jam, there's an accompanying software package to do editing. The new Brute is available now for not very low cost of 4,000 euros. Are you cooking up your beats? Do you need a little garlic to spice them up? Maybe a little thyme? Bastl Instruments, a Czech manufacturer, has a new delay instrument named Thyme Plus, spelled like the herb you use for the seasoning. This is a second generation device, although the original had a very short life cycle and it was discontinued quickly after the release. The new Plus device features an improved audio codec, more connectivity, and kept all of the features that made the original very popular. A digital tape delay emulates multiple playback heads with 9 adjustable parameters. Bastl calls these parameters robots and varies from LFOs to envelopes to CV inputs. Randomization is also included, as well as the rhythmic quantization of both the delay timing and robots, so that the delays stay within time with your music. There is a freeze button for looping the delayed signal and a 32-step sequencer to assign different modulation and robot parameters to move. The Thyme Plus will ship in early June with a €500 price, so if you want robot delays, you can get your box soon. I bet you can't guess where this next company is located. I will tell you the name of the company, Pittsburgh Modular. Where do you think they have their home office? If you guess Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you deserve a prize. Give yourself some ice cream as a treat. Traveling all the way to Berlin, the team brought with them the latest edition of their Voltage Lab, titled appropriately as Voltage Lab 2. They really are literal with their naming. The new fully modular and complete synth package is missing something typically considered vital to any synth. The unit has no filters. That's right, there are no filters on the synth and are instead controlled by a pair of multi-purpose raise and fall function generators that can be assigned to the 2 dynamic controllers. These controllers will keep the waves from cresting too high and control the harmonic content, which is a novel take on how to normally keep the things contained. The unit has 16 touch-sensitive pads that can be assigned to work like keys on a keyboard or used to control any other parameter as a manual CV input. There is also an arpeggiator and advanced sequencer to get your sounds moving and generating an interesting ways. With 100 patch points, there is thousands of combinations to explore. If this experimental modular design is what you are looking for, the Voltage Lab 2 is €2,150. Now that we have shown you all these cool instruments and hardware, and since we have put on pre-order everything we have talked about, it is now time to get your live setup going. So how do you mix all these synths and make a single output without hooking up to a computer and DAW? Well, I have just the right thing for you. One of the most interesting items announced this year is the Mixthesizer Jump by FC Pro Audio. FC Pro Audio is not a new company, having announced in 2023 at Synthfest France the Mixthesizer Customer Box. This device is a modular mixer that can be custom built to any demanding specification. Now the company has released the Jump, a pre-configured live electronic performance mixer that can be bought as is without needing to request a quote for a custom solution. The Jump features 4 mono, 4 stereo channel inputs that can be assigned and routed through the bus for 3-band EQ controls like DJ Mixer. Each input can also bypass the bus and go directly to the master output. Each channel also has a pre-fader listen feature that lets you listen to an incoming signal before you bring up the volume and add it to the master output. There is also 2 aux stands for outboard effects and band isolators for additional sound control. There are also 2 RCA style inputs with line level grounding if your setup is more hybrid and needs turntable inputs. This unique design is all contained in a rugged travel case and designed for ultimate portability. quality. If you need more inputs or different features, FC Pro still has their customized code options available for a more demanding setup. At this time, price for the Jump is to be determined, so we will have to see what this will cost you. But if you need a traveling live performance mixer, the features and design look especially attractive. Maybe next year I can report live from the event, but only with your support. So if you liked our little recap, like and subscribe, and tune in to the regularly scheduled news coming every week.